In this demo presentation, okay, we are going to see basically the need of the HANA in the current business scenarios and how the HANA was evaluated and what are the features of the HANA. Why? Because being a architect or being a consultant under HANA, we need to know the need of the HANA. Is everybody thinking that it's a kind of some speed like that? We have a lot of things inside of the HANA. So just I'm trying to give you a small introduction on all the features, okay? And after that, how our course will go and what are the things we are going to discuss in this course. After that, okay, if any questions you have, I'll be spending time with you guys, okay? Right. Meanwhile, any question you have, you can ask me at any point of time. No issues. Right. See, before going to see the need of the HANA, first we will see the current business challenges. Okay. See, actually, as per one analysis, going forward, every 18 months or 24 months, our data is becoming double in the regular business scenarios. See, for example, we have 1 terabyte data. So going forward, probably not exactly like 18 to 24 months, even little more or little less also, based on your business type and the data, it grows like maybe from 1 terabyte to 1.5 or 2 terabyte or 2.5 terabyte like that. So that means going forward, data is growing. So when the data grows, so the calculation is the biggest challenge by using the data based on the query you are requesting. See, for example, I have a table. Table has 10 GB size and it has 1 lakh records, let us say. So earlier, let us think this table is 1 GB size back if you go back to 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. From 1 GB to 10 GB it was grown now. Whereas if it is 1 GB, okay, so the data size inside is less. So whenever we ran a query like select star from so and so table XYZ, okay, the fetching the data and based on the query, whatever the view you are using or maybe like a query you are processing. So with using the data, formatting a report as per your requirement and giving the output. So this all comes under calculation and the time how much it taking to do that calculation and giving the output so is different. Now it is different if it is 10 GB, right? For example, 5 years back it is 1 GB, now it is 10 GB. Fetching the data as per your query and calculating and formatting a report and giving it to you, it takes a lot of time. If the data grows, that is also one of the biggest challenge. Not only data grow, when the data growing, the calculation also taking a lot of time. So based on the size of the data and nature of the query, etc. And also we fetch the data from different sources, right? See, I want a report to generate my business report or sales report. There is no rule that everybody should use the same database, right? So some business partners will use some, let us say Oracle. Some business partners use some other database like MaxDB or DB2 or SQL, okay? Or maybe some data source like Informatica, ETL tools. So from the different data sources, we need to fetch the data. There is no rule that everybody should use the same data source, right? So based on the requirement, you need to fetch the data from different sources and consolidate it and process it, and we need to get a report accordingly whatever you required. So if you see all this, okay, so the information whatever fetching from different sources using the large data with high calculation speed is the biggest challenge in the current scenario. See, if I have a table with 10 entries, fetching the data is very easy, right? So if I have a table with more than more entries like 100 entries or 1000 entries, as the data size is also growing, fetching the data and analyzing the data and giving the data. Okay, so based on the query, so it's the biggest challenge. Yeah, it's not only in SAP projects, everywhere if you go, this is the biggest challenge in the current scenario. Okay, and apart from that, okay, as I told, so terabytes of data we need to keep and process, okay, and give the result. Okay, it's a very hard, especially whenever the data is in the RAM, it will be very fast to fetch the data, right? Like in the buffer. If it is in the disk, same data fetching will take a lot of time. Okay, let us imagine if you keep 1 GB data in the RAM, it's a good, okay, it's possible. But if you want to keep all the terabytes of data in the RAM, how it's possible? Will your RAM supports? Okay, or your business supports that? Or maybe the different sources you are fetching the data. So how to manage the data in the RAM? If suddenly your system goes down, the data in the RAM goes flushed out. So what about the data in the RAM? Like that, we have lot of things coming into. We are going to see lot of things coming into the picture. Okay, and whenever you have the data more, the data throughput when you are accessing or calculating. Okay, and also different data sources as I told in the previous slide. So with this, not only fetching the data, not only the speed, not only the supporting different data sources, the real-time replication is also required, right? So what is the real-time replication? For example, I am fetching the data from Oracle database for a report purpose through BI tools or BO tools. Okay, so whenever the data changed in the Oracle, it should replicate in our area. So that is real-time replication, we can call it as. So I want the real-time data, not old data. Again, this is also a biggest challenge. Yes, I can get the data and I can keep somewhere, and from that I can access the data. So I can get the data from source A. I am keeping the data at B, and I am using the data in the from the B, and I am generating a report. See, for example, just a small example. If you take like what you can say, in our general scenario, in our day-to-day life also we are checking like the best IT companies or best SAP courses or the best IT course, the best IT career. If you're checking something in the Google, so based on the information available at B location, whatever it gathered from different sources, A, C, D, something like that, different sources we have, so different data sources, it fetches from the B only. But when the data changes from the source A, it should replicate immediately in the B. Then only I can get the accurate report if I query something on B. See, if I say checking something means you are nothing but querying, right? So to think all these, so it's a big scenario. It varies from business to business. Maybe in my business I have 500 GB data. You might have 1 terabyte. Somebody have 5 terabytes, 10 terabytes, 20 terabytes, and the user requirements varies from business to business. In my business, my user requirement is not that much critical. Just a second. Yeah, sorry guys. So see, this is varying from business to business. For example, in my business, my data usage might be not that much critical, but in some businesses is very essential, and real time data also very essential. See, for example, if you are in share market, okay, you are accessing through a share market portal, and you are looking for the current share rate, that means particular company share rate. So there is a real-time replication. I want that. So that is very critical, that is right. So like that, all these at one place should be addressed so that I can process my business easily and my customers can satisfied very much. If we are not doing all this, okay, or maybe your softwares or tools or database, whatever you are using, are not supporting all this, okay, so I can't run my business efficiently. So my customers cannot be satisfied. Now it is okay, but going forward, your data is growing, customer requirements are growing, and the competition and the technology is growing. If we did not adopt all these, we can't survive in future. So with this, all the features and considering all these requirements, SAP came up with a new product called HANA, and by addressing all these issues, whatever we have seen now in terms of data size and data processing throughput and the speed, that is calculation speed, and supporting different data sources, okay, like that. But we have a lot of things inside of the HANA. How these are achieving, we are going to see now. So the product whatever SAP introduced is called HANA. So the HANA is acronym High Performance Analytic Appliance. HANA derived from this word H from high performance, analytic N, appliance A. Okay. See what is appliance here? See, appliance is a tool which is having a multiple combinations. So that's why the people think that HANA itself is a database. Yes, that's right. People say that HANA is in the memory. Yes, that's right. And people say that HANA is a hardware. Yes, that's right. Yes, HANA is software. Yes, that's right. Yes, what I mean to say is it's not only database, it's not only dealing with the memory, or it's not only using the hardware technology, it's not only a software. It's the combination of all that is called appliance. So HANA is not only about the database, not only about the hardware technology, it's not only about the RAM, it's not only about the software. So it's the combination of all is HANA. So by adopting the innovative hardware technologies, okay, along with the in-memory computing mechanism, and with new improved software features like in HANA, especially HANA software internally, we have a lot of features like compression, column-based storage, okay, table partitioning, table replications. We have a lot of features inside. So by combining all these features, they made it as an appliance. That's why we are calling it as, okay, appliance. So everybody, most of the people know that it's as a database or a in-memory technology component. Yes, that's true. But not only that, it is the combination of all. Okay. So to address all the challenges whatever we have seen in the previous slides, okay, it's not only possible with the database. We need to use something else. That's why HANA using now multi-core CPUs and in-memory technologies. But how it's possible to keep 1 terabyte data in the RAM or 2 terabyte in the RAM? Yes, it is possible now. So that all the features it's using, and it developed the HANA software with the C++ language by including the features like lot of C++ features. Internally it used the C++ code, okay, and the features like table administration. In the table administration we have a lot of things in the HANA in terms of compression, in terms of partitioning, in terms of parallelization, okay, row and column store based. So with the integration of all this, we are seeing the HANA. Okay, so to use with the HANA, it's not possible to install or use your HANA in all hardwares. So HANA basically a combination of, as I told, database, software, hardware, right? But here hardware plays an important role. All hardwares may not support all these features. So that is the reason HANA SAP recommending some certified hardwares only. Those are like HP, IBM, Fujitsu. Of course, there are a lot of hardware vendors. Those only can be installed. Okay, and also HANA implementation is not like your SAP implementation. It's like, for example, what we will do, we download this software, your client will buy the hardware as per your hardware sizing, and we will start installing. But it's not like that. If you selected IBM hardware or bought IBM hardware, as per your requirement, as per your sizing, they prepare all the hardware and they will install and they will give it to you. Means pre-installed system along with the required hardware. They will be giving. Why? Because to achieve all these features, the certain hardwares are approved. That hardware vendors only can provide all this. Okay. So this is one of the important point. It is not possible with all the hardwares. Okay, so we see lot of hardware vendors we are seeing outside, but all may not support. Okay, and also, as I told, it is a combination of hardware technology and software technology along with the database. So yes, what the speciality with this hardware is mainly the multi-core architecture. See, multi-core CPUs, you know that if you have CPUs more, the process can be, or the query can be processed easily because of the cores inside of that, and then the data processing will be very fast with the parallel mechanism. Okay, so with the innovated hardware technology mechanism, so we can store up to 2 terabyte data also in the in memory, that is in the RAM. Yes, it is supporting now. So it uses that advanced feature. So in that hardware, that is the main important thing, the multi-core CPUs. Okay, and along with that, HANA software features like row column store based storage, the compressions, partitioning, aggregate no aggregation of tables, and real time data capture, that is real time replication. Yes, for example, you are fetching the data from your SAP or non SAP data source to HANA. If at all something changed in the source, it should replicate in the HANA quickly. Yes, it's possible. And parallelization, very important. So what is the parallelization is, see, for example, if I want to fill a bucket with water, being a single person, or with single tap, it might take maybe 2 to 3 minutes, let us say. But if I use the 3 or 4 taps to fill the bucket, yes, it will be finished within not even in 1 minute, right? So that is parallelization. Yes, that parallelization to support, this is very important hardware. Yes, with the improved technology of the CPUs or the hardware, we can say this is achieving. So that's why it's not only with the hardware or not only with the software or the database. It's a combination of all. That is HANA. So what we are going to do inside of this, that is technical administration. Like, okay, how to administer columns to tables, what is the compression features, and then partitioning and the backups administration, like even installations we do if you want. Okay, so all these things, how the HANA can be administered, we have a lot of features now in SP9 and SP10. Smart data access, smart data integration, smart data quality, web IDE features, single sign-ons, okay, and security in HANA. Okay, so start and stop as usually as a base constraint what we do in our SAP process, same activities, and beyond that, something more we are doing at the database side in HANA to improve the performance or to address all the issues. And also SLT configuration. That is, SLT uh, is a replication mechanism. We have different replication mechanisms. SLT is one of the. So if I want the HANA data from the source of your SAP database, we will use the SLT to transfer the data from your Oracle database to HANA. And we can use the HANA in multiple ways also. So what is that? Of course, we are going to see in the next slides. Okay, right. So with the HANA, what is proven is your data fetching by calculating on fly. Okay, whenever the even the data changes in the source, it is replicating in the target. Okay, so with 350 times faster than earlier with this mechanism. See, earlier if you want to fetch some data or report or some kind of information, let us take let us say it is taking 77 minutes means. Now with the HANA 13 seconds, not even 13 minutes. See this much improvement in the speed. One case study here, a lot of customer testimonials also there and a lot of customer experiences are there based on that on average. So that much speed improvement. See here, 77 minutes, where the 77 minutes, 1 hour, 17 minutes, just 13 seconds. With the HANA, that much improvement we can see in terms of data fetching, calculation, aggregations, okay, and what you can say, reports based on the query. So it is all depends. Of course, don't take it as granted every time you see the 13 seconds only. There are a lot of factors which will impact on this data fetching. Okay, right, as I told, yes, the data mainly storing in the RAM. Of course we have the persistent layer, that is disk, nothing but. So how this will be managed if at all your system is going down, you are stopping the HANA, so how the data in the RAM will be managed? Yes, that's why we have the disk. And when you are starting, how the data will be loaded? So we are going to see all this in the coming regular classes. Okay, right. And also, as I told, the column and the row store feature. See, with the row store is a traditional database mechanism where your whenever query runs, fetching the data in the row is taking more time and the efforts are waste in terms of the data what you want and in terms of memory and all. With the column store, your data fetching will be very fast and the resource will be very less required. And as expected in the whatever the HANA promising, we will get all those through column store only. See, what is the difference between this row store and column store? Just for example, I'll tell you one thing. See, for example, this is my row, my table. Table contain the structure, data. Requesting everybody to go on mute. Uh, Please mute your mics if you don't mind. I'm hearing some disturbance. Okay, right. See here, if you see a table, I have the column data, store, product, customer and price. If I want something, I'm running a query saying that select product and a customer where product id is equal to some 123. I'm running a this query. What it will happen in the row store is it scans all this table and reads this complete row and fetches these two details only. I want these two details. Product id is equal to where the product id is equal to 123. That where that customer details of product id 123 only I want these two results only from these two columns. But in the row store, what will happen? It reads all the data in this row and only gives this. Means time taking to read all this data is the first challenge. Second thing is the memory which consumed for this. Even though unnecessarily it has to read the date column, store column, product column, customer column and price column. Among this, it fetches these two columns data. Okay, so that's what it will happen in the row. But whereas in the column store, straight away it reads only these two columns. That is the beauty with the column store. And also the compression technique will be applied in the column store easily than row store. That is the one of the beautiful feature in the column store. Of course, how the compression technique will be applied, we will see in the later classes. Okay, I'm not going in depth here. So that's why we have a lot of advantages in the column store. So they adopted this mechanism in the HANA. Whereas our traditional database, if you take Oracle or MaxDB or SQL, MS SQL or DB2, whatever it may be, they are row based. But HANA is column based along with row. Of course, don't think like HANA completely column store. No, because column store is read optimized, but row store is write optimized. Both we are using based on your requirement. You can convert a table from row store to column store and column store to row store. We have these features also, because in my business some ABC table is very essential. That table contains 500 GB data. Yes, it is possible that 500 GB data table I want to convert from row to column based on my requirement. Yes, we have that flexibility, so that the performance will be very fast in terms of fetching the data or accessing the data. But remember, row store is read optimized, write optimized, column store is read optimized. Of course, what are these? We are going to see that later. Okay. So slowly I'm going through the features of the HANA. What are you seeing? See the compression techniques in memory. For example, even the 1 terabyte data we can keep by reducing it to 300 GB also with the compression mechanism. Okay, with the column store tables. See, the repeated values can be compressed. See, for example, if you see this table, see, let us say this is person name or the country name, the value and the currency. If you observe here, the currency is repeating. See here, this is dollar, this is euro. Euro is repeated in three entries. Instead of keeping three entries and wasting the memory of three, for example, each one taking 1 KB. So I can compress to instead of 3 KB, 1 KB. Yes, that there is a technique we will see in the classes. So based on all these features, the hardware, row based and column based, of course, I'm not going to explain this slide. So this slide will tell you, will make you understand how the compression and the column store will work. Okay, right. So all this will making HANA, and in real-time market also SAP HANA is a big successful product in terms of all like data compression, speed, data management, in memory, and the new innovative hardware technologies. See, each and everything helping HANA making successful. Okay, so these all made the HANA. It is not only a database. It is not only a software. It is not only a hardware or memory. So including all. That's why we are calling it as appliance. Okay, so being a technical consultant, what we are going to see in this HANA. Okay, right. See how the HANA can be used, we are going to see now. See, HANA can be used as a data source for installed SAP systems. That means we can use as a sidecar, or we can use as a persistent layer for application. See, before going to this picture, I'll show this picture. Can you please mute if anybody on the mic? See, this is called sidecar system. What is this sidecar is? The existing SAP or non-SAP system we no need to disturb. Maybe it running with Oracle database or MS SQL, not a problem. So parallelly we installed a HANA system. Okay, with this sidecar we are moving the or replicating the data from here to here using the some replication techniques. That is called SLT, BODS, etc. We have a lot of. Using this replication technique, we can replicate this data to here, and this data we can use for business. So business can use any kind of front end tools like BI tools or Excel tools, whatever it may be. So they use this tool for report fetching. For example, take your hospital. If you join in a hospital at administration department, if you go and tell your patient ID, so they will get all your details, like they are using this tool. But the data to fetch here is required from HANA. Yes, like that we can use the HANA. But HANA, from where it is getting the data? From your source database. Either it may be SAP or non-SAP. So how the data can be transferred from here to here is using replication mechanism. We have different mechanisms. We are going to see that in the course. This is one way without disturbing your existing SAP. And the second way is as a application layer we can use. Directly, we can install your SAP product on HANA as a database. So instead of Oracle database or MS SQL or DB2, here directly on HANA, we can use your native your systems. That is business suite products. Okay, either ways you can use. And also in the SP9, we came up with a lot of features called, especially we call it as a tenant database feature. It's a wonderful feature. See, for example, in our general business scenario, let us take ECC BW CRM. What we have, ECC has its own database, its own application layer in separate boxes. BW has its own SAP and its own database. CRM has its own SAP, its own database, separate boxes. Instead of that, with the tenant database feature, so we can use a single HANA database for all BW, CRM, SRM. Simple. In HANA, this tenant database here, we use this for ECC. This be for BW and another tenant for CRM, SRM like that also. It's a wonderful feature. Of course, there are some limitations or restrictions how to use in production environment. Still, HANA is going to stabilize, has to stabilize that in the coming in SP9, SP10 and SP11 like that. They are more stabilizing. See, why should we have to waste all our hardware, right? If you take general scenario, ECC SAP, ECC database, two servers. BW SAP, BW database, two servers. CRM SAP, CRM database, two servers. Total servers if we have three products. Instead of that, all six we can manage here as a one logical partition. On the same HANA box, as a add-on, we can install one SAP, ECC, BW, CRM like that. So this is a wonderful feature from the SP9 onwards. It's like that SAP is changing a lot from one version to another version. SPS 8 we have a lot of features. From there SPS 9 we have more, and SPS 10 there are a lot of innovated improvements from the SP9 to SP10 as well. So these are all we are going to see. Of course, SP10 I am not promising you at this moment, guys. Up to SP9 I can make you perfect. Basic our concentration is SP8. Why? Because if you did not understand SP8, you can't understand SP9. So that's why SP8 and SP9 we are going parallelly here in this course. And the course will go for usually every HANA admin training or HANA technical course. Whoever is teaching, they simply say that HA200 and course is over. But I am not going with that way. So I'm going to cover a lot of things inside of this in detail. And also we got a good server where we can practice installations. Okay, even no remote server possible to install and practice your SAP installations, right? But we are getting, we got all those. So good server access, and we can practice all the replication. Like for example, you want to transfer the data from ECC to HANA, yes, and SLT is required, yes. SLT server we got, ECC server we got, backend BW got, BO we have, SLT we have, and HANA we have. All this integration server access we are getting. Okay, and we are going to practice most of the scenarios. I'm not promising 100% scenarios, because few scenarios, even though okay, we can practice with our remote server access, and even we can practice restore, recovery, backup. But whereas in the real time or the with other remote server access, we can't practice all this. So I'm trying to give the best of the things whatever you can. And also my focus more here is to make you as a architect, not as a consultant. Okay, so consultant, it just does the job and leaves the office. But being an architect, you should be able to plan, you should be able to manage all the HANA landscape. Okay, like that I am trying to focus, I am trying to give the best. I'm not saying I'm giving 100% everything. Why? Because still in some areas HANA is not yet stabilized, and because of remote server accesses, so we can't practice 100% things all. But we are going to practice installations, restore recoveries, and HANA replication using SLT and BODS, and we are going to do like table partitioning. Okay, lot of things we are going to do in this server. So I'm going to cover whatever the course content I'm going to tell you. See, the basic HANA course, to be frank, say guys, 15 to 20 days we can complete if it is with HA200, just theoretical part. But I'm not going to do like that. The course will go minimum 1.5 month, maximum 2 months. The class is daily 1 hour, weekly 5 days. No class during weekends until unless if something is disturbed during the weekdays. So we can continue in weekends if you all agree. Okay, so like that we will go, and the server will be 24 by 7 access for you all. And there are some challenges in the server, so we are going to see that in the, and I'm going to uh, like plan the things during the course part. I'll let you know guys. Okay, and the course overview, course contents I'm going to show you, like the like basic introduction about what is HANA and all. Okay, what are the information that is sources supportable. Okay, and HANA sizing, HANA installation, and the post installation activities of HANA, and especially the migration. This is one of the hot going forward, the migration to HANA. The existing system probably were using SAP with Oracle database. I don't want to use your HANA as a sidecar. I want to directly Oracle move the Oracle database to HANA, and on top of HANA I want to use SAP. Yes, it's a very wonderful option. With the DMO we can do. Yes, we can. Of course, this topic we can't do end to end. I can give you the best knowledge regarding this DMO also. Okay, so going forward, as for one analysis not by SAP, some other third party survey, going forward 1 lakh to 2 lakh customers planning to move to HANA in the coming 2 years. So if we are thorough with this, because migration we are learning as a small topic here, but it is a big requirement in future. If you are thorough with this single topic, you can earn lot of money also, because there are no real time, okay, full-fledged dedicated worked HANA consultants. Okay, of course you also like that after learning the course, but you will be something different than other students, or somewhere whoever learned in some other, at some other trainers or some other places. So you will be something more than that, so that I can assure you guys. So very wonderful option this migration. So, and if you are thorough with this migration, so you can earn a lot of money also, because if you compare with the basis on networks only, HANA pays little more than this also. Even in US, and if you go anywhere, that hourly rate varies from basis NetWeaver to HANA is little more. Okay, and basically to go ahead with the rest of things, we need to know how the HANA architecture, what are the components inside, how those work, how those will work, etc. And administration tools, like we are using SAP GUI in SAP, we will use the HANA Studio. So apart from HANA Studio, we have HDBSQL and HANA DBA cockpit, etc. We are going to see that, because using these tools only, we are going to do most of the, especially HANA Studio. If you know HANA Studio, yes, at least the basic HANA administration you know. I'm not talking about troubleshooting or performance tuning, but you will be for, it's a easy tool. It's like if you know Windows MMC, same will be like here only. Okay, of course, general administration will be very easy, but there are a lot of things inside. Why? Because we are handling the database. We should be very careful with the HANA. It's not like right click start, right click stop, because you are directly handling the database. So that is the danger part in the HANA to say. Why we should be very careful with the HANA is because of the database, not other things. Okay, something went wrong, so you might lose the data. You will be messed up something with the data. Okay, and apart from that, so here the actual course starts to say the start and stop and the patching and backup recovery and monitoring, troubleshooting and the traces, alerts configuration and security. Security means don't think like 100% security of HANA we are discussing. The basic security roles, authorizations and that is privileges, object privileges, everything we are going to see. And also like the availability mechanism like in HANA also, yes, if something goes wrong, if your HANA system is going down, is there any possibility for failure? Yes, it is possible. So what are those mechanisms we are going to see here? Okay. And also HANA supports scale out. What is the scale out is multi instances if you see in SAP, but in database layer it's not possible. Database is always only one. In application layer we have multiple instances, but whereas in HANA database, multiple databases possible. That means we can break the database into multi nodes, that is called nodes here. Means I want keep my 1 terabyte data in three databases, means three servers. In one server few tables, another server few tables, another server few tables. Yes, it is possible in HANA, whereas in the traditional database it is not possible. Okay, breaking that database is not possible. Database is a single unit, whereas in HANA it is breakable. That is called multi-node environment. Yes, with failover, yes, everything is possible. So that's what we are going to see. And apart from that, the SP9 features we are going to see, like smart data access, smart data integration, web id, ss4, some advanced features in SP9. And even Hadoop integration. Of course Hadoop integration I can't show in the line. We are going to see why, because we don't have Hadoop server access in the backend. So that is the reason we are not going to see this in the like practical oriented view. Theoretical view see like that lot of HANA SP9 features we are going to see, but the main concentration is SP8 guys. Don't think like okay, Ashok is not teaching SP10 or SP9. No, if you don't understand SP8 you can't understand SP9 or SP10. SP8 is the standard stabilized product, even then SP7 or SP6. To say SP6 or SP7 nothing, SP8 everything. If you understand SP8, SP9 will be very easy. So like that, I'm going to touch SP9. After, of course, in this batch, I'm going to go parallelly. If you take a topic like backup recovery, what SP8 and parallelly SP9 differences. Like that, we are going to see the topic wise. There is no special topic for SP9. Parallelly, we go both, but main concentration is SP8 only. If you did not understand SP8, you can't understand anything in SP9. Okay, so no worry about the version. Okay, so the technical things what you need to understand, being an architect, if you want to survive in future also, you need to full-fledged understand SP8. Don't focus on SP9. Even you are joining it with me or not, I'm not sure, I don't know also. But wherever you learn HANA course, don't learn directly the SP8, SP9 or SP10 or SP11 or in future anything comes. SP8 is the standard first. Until unless if you're perfect at that SP8, you can't go ahead with the SP9. Okay, so don't go, you can't understand anything. So like that I prepared, I have my own strategy how to handle all these topics and how I will move and what order I'll move. That's up to me. Okay, no worries guys, I'll take care of everything. Okay, so this is about the contents guys. It will minimum go 1.5 months to 1.5 months to 2 months. That's what I am saying. I am not saying exactly how many days saying as why, because it's all based on your understanding, your questions, and how much you are practicing, how much time you are taking, etc. Everything. Okay, based on all this the course will go. I'm not saying like unlimited time, maximum within 2 months we can close. To be frank to say, within 15 to 20 days we can close the HANA technical course. But I'm not going in that way. We are going everything with the practical oriented view. So this is about the course and the things what I want to share you guys. Any questions? So my part is done. It's up to you. You can on your mics.